The art of architecture is all around us every day. We see it when we are driving, walking, going to work, learning, and playing. It's everywhere. But have you ever really noticed it? It just takes a little time to stop, look, listen, and learn about how it came into being and how many lives and careers and other artists it touches every day. As we got ready for this assignment, we had to do a lot of research on the city buildings downtown and some of the prominent architects of Rochester, including Andrew Jackson Warner, who designed the Powers Building and City Hall, J. Foster Warner, his son, who designed the George Eastman House and the Sibley Building, to Claude Bragdon, who designed the Rochester First Universalist Church.
It's hard. I thought it was going to be easy, but it's not.
Research helped me to better understand the architecture of the buildings because it helped me learn more information about it and not just thinking, oh, it's a building. It's just made that way. I learned more information on how and why it's built and who built it.
I didn't think that you would have to do that much research just to go downtown and take pictures, but I understand why you have to.
We had to practice setting up equipment and learn how the equipment works. It was a lot of work.
One day, our group went out to explore downtown with our cameras, our eyes, and ears. Here's what we found.
Granite, on granite, right?
I liked my experience a lot because I never really actually looked at the buildings downtown. All I did was walk and never really stopped and felt like the texture of the buildings and really like studied them.
I found it interesting how architecture is finding different ways to build things. Like that building over there, how it's evenly divided.
It was different. I got to see a lot of different buildings and stuff.
All of the buildings is like either white or black or brown. Like there's no like color to the building.
I really didn't pay much attention to the buildings, and now that I do, I see like they're built like a certain way and they have like their own, what's it called, style to them.
I like the experience because I got to feel the buildings and I got to see how like they were made and they were tall. The building that interested me the most was the Xerox building because it had a nice texture to it. It was very big, and I captured a good shot of it.
Your group is working with our group, with the video group. You need to know what we're working on, what we're seeing out there.
We briefed the music group on what we found and gave them a lot of photos of buildings we took. Their job was to create music tracks for the documentary.
And once we got those photos, we laid them out and just kind of asked questions about each photo. So we asked, what's the height of the building? What's the texture of the building? The shape of the building? And important questions like who uses the building and what is it used for?
One day we went out with the music group to explore downtown together.
building is very tall, and it has 3 different shapes to it, I guess. It has the tall rectangular figure, then it has this flat square figure. It also has a tunnel coming out of it, and it has like a marble, dirty look to it. You can tell it's an old building. So, what do you see about this building?
Well, it's very nice architecture. It's very well put together, and the way they did it is very unique, and it's very well put together. I see glass, I see stone, marble, also brick. So there's a lot of work that was put into this building.
So, what do you think when you look at this building?
Just a lot of windows.
Now, when you look at the shape, what do you think of?
An egg.
I think of kids. I see a big window, like a big oval, kind of like a caterpillar or something.
I think the reason why he did it is to like get kids more interested in the building, because it would, like, if somebody look at the building like this, from a kid's perspective, it won't look that fun. You really won't want to go in there. So if you look at this, it'll look more fun to be in there.
Everybody is touched in some way by the buildings.
We had a talk in our group about ideas that we could come up with to make, and we decided to, have a broad idea about anything, whatever comes to your mind. Our goal was to create a few miniature doors and sell them as fine art.
We've been walking downtown to look at different buildings and using the buildings to help us pick different shapes and stuff that we want to make with the doors.
I have been working on, the one I just finished is a panda bear. And I did that in inline style with the wood. So I made the panda out of the wood.
If it wasn't for Chris and Kevin, I wouldn't even think about building doors, but coming here and working with ArtPeace, they inspired me to make doors that I want to create. The logo came from the idea of Janus. Janus is a god of doorways and gateways, and Janus is a god, he has 2 faces. One side means open, and when the doors are open, it means war, and when the doors are closed, it means that it's peace.
We talked to current architects who have designed new buildings for downtown.
What is the most notable building in downtown Rochester?
I just wrote a column in the Business Journal about buildings that are iconic. So, and I actually mentioned several of them. So, in terms of my favorite building, was that the question?
Mm-hmm.
Other than my own, I'm going to leave that aside. And I would say probably the Eastman Theater building.
I like the Eastman Theater.
It looks retro. It doesn't look like anything modern.
Do you know what the facade of the building is made of?
Yeah, the original building and the new building are both made out of limestone. It was originally intended to be, its main function was originally intended to be a movie theater. It was also originally intended to be part of the music school and part of the Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra.
But it's, you can't look at that building and feel, oh, this building is beautiful. But you can't also judge a book by its cover, because even though it's not that appealing on the outside, on the inside it's just beautiful, a big stage, a huge chandelier.
It's the way it's built for a lot of people, and it's really built for entertainment. So it's more of an entertainment thing, and it gets your attention because it's so big.
Well, George Eastman was very involved in the process, from the very beginning through completion. He is he's a master of details and wanted to be involved in every little thing so that the final product could be the best that he could possibly make it.
What are some major differences of the new and old building?
Well, the old building is very classical. It's designed in kind of it has a lot of the traditional detailing of architecture that you would find in Italy, for example. That style came out of the Renaissance in Rome. The new building is very modern, sleek, smooth, and it tries to be its own. It tries to have its own identity while still being respectful to what's there.
Where's Main Street and Swan Street?
Well, Main Street runs right along here. Swan Street is right here, and this is the existing building. You can kind of see where the Oval Lobby is, and this is what is now Kodak Hall.
What buildings have you designed in Rochester?
Designed several buildings in Rochester. My favorite is the new public safety building, which is on Exchange Boulevard, right near the new Susan B. Anthony Frederick Douglass Bridge. You probably recognize it. It's a sort of a glass wedge that does have brick. It has limestone, and it was built as a complement to the Civic Center Plaza, and it actually completes a very early design in the early 1900s that was never realized. So that's my favorite building.
We talked with a young man who is studying to be a civil engineer.
For the most part, I love the buildings downtown. I wish we had more in downtown, but the older buildings interest me. That's primarily the reason I decided to do architecture for my internship. Something about buildings and the old designs in older buildings, it does something with my eyes. It catches me. One of my favorite buildings downtown is the First Federal Plaza. What that was it had a spinning restaurant at the top of it, and it was built in 1976, I think. 1976. They took out the spinning mechanism in 1990. But I like the way they do the windows and the concept for the spinning restaurant. I'm learning that architecture is a lot more than just designing. For instance, we're working on School 28, Edison, and a couple other schools in Rochester. And with that, we're not just designing based on the look. We have to go in and figure out what type of classes are going to be there, what their requirements are going to be, how they're going to use it, how long they're going to use it before we can even start the design.
Putting in work for me, personally, it's putting in work for God because I'm a Christian artist. I do Christian music, and I put in work for God, so that's what I wrote about.
It was fun working with the music group. They briefed us on what sounds they produced.
All I do is put in work. Never spoken on that work. Never try to do me wrong, and that's just
From the examples that we knew the group wanted, we went and found songs that were similar to the feel of what they wanted.
And we go back to our room, write down the facts about the building, how it looks, how tall it is. It really matters if it's tall or if it's short.
And then, when we all agree on that topic, you have to choose a beat. And the way we make beats is that we all get into our own separate groups. And then when our beat is done, we listen to the beats and everything. And then we make lyrics for the beat, and we record it after that, and we got a song.
It's a good idea. I actually create music myself, and I've never thought to put the two hand in hand. But now that you bring up that point, I can see, like, looking at those buildings, you probably get a lot of stuff out of that for a concept for a song or anything.
There are literally hundreds of jobs and careers associated with the planning of a building and its construction to its final opening up for a business.
Rochester, New York, what you wanna see? Yeah, we got hoods, but we don't run the streets. Yup, us, the Notepad production. Chase Tower with all that crowd attraction. Yeah, you know, if you don't, then it's probably cause you gone in another direction. Chasing my dream, I'll never be absent, but never say never. But I'll never stop chasing my dream, cause he'll pass by. Cause we all got dreams, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Chasing our dreams, cause dreams come true. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Heading to the top, doing something brand new. Yeah, we do. Chasing our dreams, cause dreams come true. Yeah, we
Rochester is expected to have a boom in construction and related jobs in the years to come, so maybe you might want to be a part of the new and ever-changing look of our city.
We have only scratched the surface because there's so much that goes into creating a building. Just remember the next time you go downtown to take a look around. If you take a moment, you will see and hear and feel the art of architecture.
See, I be flexing on people like I'm at home doing the city. You haters steady faking like y'all living in the fantasy. Never will I fall for tricks that fakers try to play on me. My mind is on the money, so y'all scheming just ain't phasing me. All I do is put in work, never smoking on that perk. Never try to do me wrong, and that's just your friend of your look. Y'all hate, but I ain't got the time. Spit and get y'all off my mind, and why y'all dollars butter nice? I feel like it's my time to shine. Dreams will never be missing, but never split like division. Our work is just so efficient, I always think with position. No point just to be hating, and no point just to be faking. Y'all know y'all haters be skating, I ain't the one to be playing. From that notepad production, music is how we function. We ain't coming to a stop, cause you know we got the junction. On our way to the top, never ever we stop, and we gon' keep on living, spitting, chasing.